has been 50 years since the fall of Saigon after the U.S. withdrew its troops from Vietnam. And today, those who fought in that conflict gathered at the USS Hornet in Alameda for a ceremony marking National Vietnam War Veterans Day and reflected on what lessons may have been learned or forgotten. John Ramos has that story.
The USS Hornet is a World War II-era ship, but its museum focuses on a number of armed conflicts, including Vietnam, a war that changed the way Americans view war and the country itself. Climbing the gangplank to the USS Hornet is like an ascent to the past, but it was a troubled past that was remembered on this day. The Vietnam War began as a struggle to prevent the spread of communism, but soon lost its way, along with a lot of young American soldiers. Joe LoParo spoke for them.
We lost 58,000 in Vietnam, and we've lost, by count of the government, probably another 300,000 due to Agent Orange. And we lose approximately 22 veterans a day to suicide. Be the kind of American that is worth dying for. Because those men, they deserve it.
Darren Walton was a young Marine recon ranger in 1969. He served many harrowing missions, and after the war, with the nation turning against its own warriors, he had trouble adjusting and wrote a book about his experience, partly to explain what happened, but also to try to make sense of it in his own mind.
I'm not against war, but I haven't seen a just war since I've come back from Vietnam.
But sometimes even unjust actions can have positive outcomes. Phong Law is Alameda County's tax assessor. As a young child, his family fled Vietnam in a fishing boat, and he made a life here thanks to the generosity of government services offered to refugees. And that's why he sees the current anti-immigrant campaign as misguided.
I've come to accept and realize that we're not a perfect country. We're absolutely not. We will make mistakes from time to time. America's the greatest country in the world, not because of who we exclude, but because of who we include in our land. It is those that we allow to come here, like myself, that work very hard to ensure that what we fight for and what we strive for and what we represent is true to our beliefs. That freedom that we have comes from all of you, from your service to us, but also comes from all of us in ensuring that we have the government that we want.
There are also efforts underway to cut 80,000 employees from the Veterans Administration, the source of medical and mental health benefits that so many aging Vietnam vets rely on.
It's very difficult to do the outreach that we need to do and reach all of these men. But only 1 in 5 of those men are shown to have been contacted by the VA or have had contact with them. We need to help them as veterans get the help they need.
But in the audience was Royce Swicegood, a Vietnam vet and Trump supporter from Union City. He simply doesn't believe the proposed cuts are real.
I don't think that's going to happen at all, because I think President Trump has our back. I don't think it's going to happen at all. In fact, I am 100% disabled, and I received my check for April already. I don't think it's going to happen. I think that is propaganda. I think that's people talking out of school.
Just like in Vietnam, it's sometimes hard for veterans and the country to understand what's really going on, and even harder to know for sure how it's all going to turn out.